moving on to the next heuristic, that is consistency and standards. And I'm sure for all the people who belong to design college, this is something that we have. And even if you don't, this is something we have read so many times in multiple languages and verses about consistency and standard. Here, when it comes to the heuristic, I would actually like to point out there are two kinds of consistencies. One is internal and one is external. The internal consistency refers to the set or the range of products within a family, right? And the external consistency refers to the external industry conventions or the standards that are out there, like you versus your competitors, but you belong to the same family. So that is the consistency I'm talking about. Have you ever noticed that why we visit the same restaurant, food trucks, bistros, or even the thelas to have specific food or cuisine? Why? That's correct. It's because of the taste that we love. That we love. We keep visiting the place because of the consistency of the food and that one dish or that one flavor we have in our head, and we really want to grab that food. To cook a food, uh, it needs a certain standard to follow, right? And we call that a recipe. That is pretty much we are talking about here as well. I'll share some examples with you. So when I'm talking about internal consistency, if you look, Microsoft Office follows this heuristic principle quite firmly. Nowadays, more and more companies are following this design and developers to spare time to create and maintain design systems. We all remember the time when Google Suite had come up with the whole uh, basically a new brand guideline, so to say, where they were kind of aligning all the applications and the look and feel of it within their Google Suite. Yeah, I said it correctly this time. Google Suite. So, giants like Google, Apple, and IBM actually go on and they create their own design language, and they follow this principle quite firmly because this is what makes them stand out in the market. Now you can easily notice that each and every product has, like, if you look at the examples that are below the Microsoft Office, you'll see that this is an example of external consistency where we follow certain industry conventions. So you can easily notice that each and every product have similar placing and the patterns of the actions, because they believe in Jacob's law. People spend most of their time on sites other than yours. This is like a bitter medicine, but that is the truth. You can easily notice that each and every aspect, each and every product have similar pacing and patterns of the action, because they know and they believe that if you follow the same trend from the market, it's not that you always have to set out and use a separate kind of trend. For sure, there is definitely room for creativity, but we also need to know where we need to stick to the industry standards and conventions, and where we can end up being too confusing towards our user. Now, other examples would be usage of cart and wish list in e-commerce websites. Again, like I mentioned, breaking down a convention might actually cause some cognitive load. So we have to be very particular, when we're forcing people to learn something new. So try doing that. Try doing that, or adding a little value or a new feature or aspect to it, keeping in mind what users are already using and what they are well versed with.